there is a major update for the Z-Image Turbo ControlNet, and it's called Z-Image Turbo ControlNet Union 2.1. And honestly, this is the version we have been waiting for. If you use the previous version, you probably remember the problems. And if not, then let me remind you. In that, the images were blurry, the details were weak, and users on Reddit and Hugging Face were complaining about it. That problem was fixed when the author released version 2.0. But after 2.0 came out, we found a bug. It ran too slow. The reason was that the model was doing double the work for no reason. So now they have released a new model, version 2.1. This version fixes all the bugs completely. It's much faster now and it keeps that massive jump in quality. So for this, I have built two workflows for you. So the first one is a massive ControlNet setup. It now supports depth version 3. Depth v3 is much better than any preprocessor you have used before. The other one is a dedicated Inpainting workflow. It fixes those weird glowing edges we used to get in the old versions. In this video, I am going to show you how to run this. I'll show you how to set up the nodes and how to get perfect results without crashing your GPU. So let's get started. Let's look at my first workflow. When you open it, look at the top left. You'll see a group called Autoprompt. I'm using the ConvVL node here. We all get lazy when writing prompts sometimes. So with this, you just have to upload your reference image and it will write the description for you. The best part is that it captures the lighting, the mode and the colors automatically. Some users prefer to write their own prompts, so I added a simple switch here. You can set it manual prompt and then you can type whatever you want in the box. So when you move down the workflow, there is a new section called Depth v3. I added a new group that connects Depth Anything v3 directly into this workflow. So if you haven't used v3 yet, it's a big jump from v2. It understands complex layers. It creates a much more detailed depth map for the ControlNet to follow. I'll show you an example. I just uploaded the same image I used in my previous tutorial. As you know, in the last video, when I tried Depth v2 or Canny, they failed to create the background perfectly. But now, when I select Depth v3 and generate a new one, you'll see the difference. The background is created exactly like our frame reference image. They even added the person at the back. This shows how good the new depth of v3 is. You can see the quality now. It takes only a few seconds to generate this on my 32 GB VRAM card. And in a similar way, I recreated another image. I used this one in our previous tutorial too. Back then, the background looked a little different. But with Depth v3, they have recreated my reference image perfectly. The best part is, background stays the same. The new result looks even better than the image I gave it. That is really good. Here, I also connected the AIO processor node. That stands for all-in-one. So you can switch between Depth v3 and the all-in-one from here. If you want to use HAD Canny or be more creative, you can try the AIO processor too. When you update your ComfyUI, you'll find a new node. It's called Z-Image ControlNet. You can see this node includes inputs for Inpainting, mask and image VAE. Now, for low VRAM GPUs, I know many users don't have a high-end GPU, so I gave you an option to switch from safe tensors to GGUF. If you are running on a standard card with 4 GB or 8 GB of VRAM, use the GGUF Q4 version. You can just switch it from here. The GGUF version runs much smoother on lower aspects. Honestly, the quality difference is barely noticeable for most results. Now let's look at the second workflow, which is inpainting on Z-Image. In this workflow, you will see a node called Differential Diffusion. This node plays a massive role in inpainting. Honestly, whenever you do any kind of inpainting, you have to use this node. It acts like a bridge between your original image and the new pixels the AI is creating. It smooths out the transitions so the edit looks seamless. On Hugging Face, you can see users complaining about the quality. They say the result comes out blurry and the quality is not good. So we are going to try version 2.1. I will just upload and load our image. First, I open that in the mask editor. I just paint over the area I want to change. I am masking the clothes of this woman. I mask the upper cloth of the cartoon women. I simply write a red t-shirt. And I just gave the prompt wearing a red t-shirt. You can see it replaces the policewoman's dress with a t-shirt. As you can see, there is no blurry lines. The quality is really good. In the previous model, we were getting a blurry mess. Even if you loaded a high quality image, the output was not clear. But after this update, you can see the quality is sharp. It looks like the policewoman is naturally wearing a t-shirt. I gave it a hard task and it did a perfect job with inpainting. Now back to the ControlNet workflow. Here I use two samplers. I'm not using the standard 20-step setup. To get the best balance of speed and quality, I simply use two samplers. The first sampler is set to about 6 steps. This does the heavy lifting. It creates the main structure of the image very quickly. Then I pass it to a second sampler set to 3 steps. This refines the details and cleans up the noise. This is a specific trick for this turbo model. By splitting it up like this, 6 steps then 3 steps, you get a much sharper result than running just one long pass. Finally, if you look at the end of the workflow, I added an upscale group. For upscaling, I used the Seed VR upscaler. This is perfect for when you want to take your 1024 image and turn it into a 4K wallpaper. I simply connected my image to the Seed VR node at the end. Now I will load a very blurry image. This image has no quality. It is fully blurred. I use depth V3. You can see it just recreates a similar image. It is exactly the same as the reference image I gave it. But they give it to us in high quality. So here is what the upscaler did. You can see it adds more quality. After the CVR pass, it looks much better. You can see how they added details to the image. And if you look closely, they created the fingers and the leg correctly. Everything looks good. So that is how you can use this workflow. This is a big change. That's it for today's video. If you liked this video, please subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Thank you. Bye-bye.